Over the past few days, we've been traveling south along the Yukon Highway 4 to Ross River. It's our intention to drive the Canol Road, another long stretch of gravel that crosses into the Northwest Territories, a road we only learned about shortly after arriving in Yukon earlier this summer. At this point, we know next to nothing about the road, other than it's gravel, it terminates in a remote area, and there is only one way in and one way out, and promises to be an adventure. Whether a bad one or a good one, we're about to find out. Joining us on this adventure will be our friends Kyle and Alana of the Way of the Roads in their Chevy Express 3500.
Well, honey, are we going to drive the Canol Road today?
Yeah, baby.
You.
Back to the Northwest Territories. Jinx. We thought we were only going south. Next minute.
We're going north.
All right, we're making cinnamon buns for Alex's belated birthday dessert. They're massive! The birthday guy and his birthday dessert.
Yeah, look at these beautiful morsels. Oh, babe, you've not done yourself.
Mm-mm. Really?
You don't see that? Oh. Is this even real? Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's like so soft and squishy.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Hello. How are you this morning, Mr. Raven?
Morning.
Guten Morgen!
Look at this.
Yeah, sunshine, warmth.
It's a good day for an adventure.
Yes, sir.
Roof now?
He's on the canoe. He's just canoodling around. Carl the Raven?
Carl the Crow.
I was.
Yes, he is a raven, isn't he?
He's a raven. Yeah, I think his name is Randy.
That sounds way better.
Yeah, Randy the Raven. We're only a short drive away from Ross River, where we'll get fuel, purchase what we can from the small grocery store, and then press on to the Pelly barge that will take us across the Pelly River to the start of the North Canol Road.
Oh, it's a barge. The Pelly barge. Yeah. That's cool.
Once on the other side of the Pelly River, we air down our tires in preparation for roughly 220 kilometers of gravel. At this point, we had no idea what we were about to endure. Autumn at this point is in full swing, so we treated to a vibrant tapestry of yellows, greens, and oranges the entire way. The first 20 or so kilometers of the Canol Road is relatively smooth, and maintaining speeds of up to 60 kilometers per hour wasn't difficult. The views, colors, and wildlife were all there, our spirits were high, and the excitement for our destination was quickly building.
But no grizzly bears.
Delving deeper into the wilderness, we saw the occasional hunting cabin and realized that people must live out here for portions of the year, which, if you know us well enough, really got our imaginations going.
You want to live here?
As we continued to drive, the state of the road progressively worsened and our overall speed slowly diminished.
I heard a huge crunch, but
I was like, oh, he's got a little too much juice on that because it went down in the puddle. That's fine.
that was
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
That was fun.
Everything's fine.
That was too much speed. I don't know. I'm just
I
here
know, I felt
along
like we
for the
just
ride.
went so fast. I think it's probably, I don't know, in the wet, in deep puddles, probably to go into it with more speed than less, but yeah, there was a bit of a bump there that we didn't warn you
we
about.
felt
Sorry
that.
about that.
I think that might be the old culvert. Yeah.
Eventually, after what seemed like days, we finally reached our first stop along the Canol Road, Dragon Lake. We arrived exhausted from the drive and in dire need of some food. Kyle and Alana, being quite new to this style of slow back road travel, were visually fatigued and stressed by the road. We all kind of disappeared into our respective home on wheels in hopes that sleep and food would have us prepared for the next day of travel. Because who knew how bad the road might get past here?
Well, after that challenging day of rough road, how do you feel?
Hungry.
Hungry. And what's for dinner?
Leftover soup.
This is my favorite soup.
Italian sausage, noodles, and veggies with bone broth. It's really good. And Parmesan cheese on top.
Hands down my favorite soup now. Meg is now, it's mandatory that you make this like at least once a week.
I bought some vegan sausage at the Ross River store, so I
Okay.
could make it. I could make a vegan version.
Well, we are pressing on today. We just kind of stopped off here last night. It's a really beautiful spot, but we want to get to the end of the road to camp. So we're moving, and we got another 100 kilometers or so to go today to get to the Northwest Territory or the next camp spot, wherever that may be. And then we're going to stay for a few days and kind of just relax a little bit. This road is rough. Really, really rough.
Spoiler, the road got a lot worse. We were in for a long day of slowly crawling through deep potholes and puddles. Over the duration of the day, our speed would not exceed 40 kilometers per hour and often slowed down to a mere 5 kilometers per hour in some of the worst sections. The Canol Road was quickly beginning to feel endless.
95 more K. Pretty sure we've already been driving for about 8 hours.
What the heck? How do we still have 95 kilometers left?
Well, this is kind of exciting. We have officially reached the first, what I believe is called a supply dump. First graveyard. And by graveyard, I mean truck graveyard. So this is an old, like, army military supply route. And they have all these old, I don't know if they're power wagons or something, but there's a bunch of old military trucks here. That's pretty cool. Oh, that's so cool. Cool.
I'll need to correct myself here. At the time, I was well educated on the purpose of the Canol Road and why it existed. I had assumed, due to the name on the map, Army Truck Graveyard, that the Canol Road had something to do with the Alaska Highway, which was a military effort. In short, the Canol Road was built during World War II to support the construction of the Canol Pipeline, which was designed to transport oil from Norman Wells Northwest Territories to a refinery in Whitehorse, Yukon.
Hello!
After the war, however, much of the pipeline was dismantled, and today the road is only partially maintained for recreational use. Although these old trucks were in fact once used by the military.
More.
Yeah.
What the heck? Came down the road a little bit further and there's even more of these military trucks on the side of the road. This is crazy. There's like so many. Look at these things. Look at the front diff on that thing. It's huge. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, I want that. Meg, we gotta have a flip-up window! The lineup starts right here, and then the van is all the way over there. It's a long lineup.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Our exploration of the graveyard complete, we pressed on towards camp for the night, which, by driving standards on the Canol Road, was still a long ways off.
Well, that's laughable. There is no chance that we are doing 60 kilometers an hour on this road ever.
With our slow and steady pace, we eventually, finally, reached camp. Earlier that day, we had passed 2 of our subscribers on the trail, and they'd steered us towards this spot, and even left some firewood for the next camper, which happened to be us.
Well, heck, this ain't bad. Big thanks to John and Nick.
Another hunting shelter or something. There they are.
Fancy seeing you here.
Hey, you guys made it.
We made it. You like that squeak?
Love it. Welcome to driving on lots of gravel roads.
The evening had got chilly quickly, so a fire, one of the few during our entire stay up north, was a welcome chance to relax after a day of hard driving.
Yeah, it's either or. It's also one of those.
So we did that once, but you basically remember, and then you just go to the wine.
You can tell he loves that lifestyle and loves his property and his space.
We decided to stay a full day in that spot. With lots of work to catch up on, and the weariness from the road not having left our bodies, we all felt it a good idea to stay and enjoy the spot for a while. Because, as you can see, it's well worth enjoying.
You shooting some video there, buds?
Just a little bit of footage.
Just a little bit of footage, hey? Sweet, dude.
Just out here looking for bears.
Oh, did you find any bears?
No.
Oh, shoot. I guess you're not a very good bear finder.
You know, as
No.
long as we strive to get better at finding bears, you know. Logs like not today, bud. Yup. Oh, it's there. Back to the chopping.
Eat the dinner, then back to the chopping.
Are you much excited for dinner?
Dumplings. Homemade dumpers.
All right, lady, what have you made?
Homemade dumplings.
You made homemade dumplings?
Tofu dumplings.
Wow,
Yummy.
so impressive.
So yummy.
Yeah, you're gonna eat one?
Yeah.
What? Jump out your bare feet.
Check out that crispy bottom.
You guys mind if we eat dinner on your front porch?
Yeah, just
You're
shut
very
up while we're
obnoxious
getting-
neighbors, you know that?
Sorry, guys.
While we're getting the shot. Gosh.
Okay, let's... yeah. Is it good? Okay, good. I want to eat now. Yeah. Meg's just been putting in all the work today. She's chopped all of this wood, went out, cut the tree down, bucked it up. Now she's chopping it. She's a mad woman, just obsessed with working, practicing for her homesteading days. Way to go, love. I'll go wash the dishes and clean the floor, okay?
I already did that.
Okay.
I'm easy. Whatever.
Eating like Sunday morning.
One last fire before the next day of driving. The final few hours of rest before enduring more of the road that had somehow turned into our own personal form of torture. Why do we do this to ourselves? Because to consider yourself a modern day explorer, you have to do hard things, and sometimes hard things mean sitting in a seat for hours in a day just to get to the end of the road. Accepting that your life is going to be very uncomfortable for a period of time is something we're seldom asked to do nowadays. True exploration, adventure, overland travel, whatever you want to call it, means battling out whatever the road throws at you. Growing more adept at that means you'll be better prepared for the next thing later on.
so cool. Man, look at all of them.
You could get any parts? Salvage any parts?
Okay, this is definitely a power wagon. This is an old Dodge. Look at that thing. Oh, I want one so bad. I just want to put a Cummins 12 valve in one. And then, wait, is it a power wagon? It's a 6x6. Huh.
Oh,
Maybe
wow.
someone can tell us if this is a power wagon or not. I'm not entirely sure. Judging by the front end and the fenders, it kind of looks like it.
Do-do-do. Aww. Hon, it says Hercules.
Hercules.
Get it off. I want it.
Hercules. This is hilarious. This truck identified as an EV at one point in its life.
I'll pretend I'm a little taller. Well, I got a little cushion behind me.
Yeah.
The springs.
Probably
Yeah.
pretty comfortable, eh?
Yeah.
On their side, I mean.
Yeah, that is a transfer case.
Transfer case.
Yeah, that's what we don't have and what we want in the van.
We want a transfer case.
If only we could just pull that out and use it. Yep. There's some modern technology over there. Those vehicles with modern fuel injection, electronic fuel injection, and then these old trucks. So we just found this. That right there is the fuel tank, right underneath the seat.
Seems safe.
Super safe. High quality safety standards right there.
What we have ahead of us now is the remaining 25 kilometers or so before the Northwest Territories border. At our rate of travel, that still means another few hours of driving. Luckily, we're going through the pass, which we have been told is quite the place. Look at the state of this road. Just all. Oh!
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's going real slow with all of this because there's no avoiding any pothole. Jeez. How many kilometers do we have left?
7.
7 kilometers. Hopefully it's not all potholes. I see the sign.
We made it.
We did it, you guys. It was only, what,
12 hours.
12 hours of driving to get here?
Northwest Territories, round 2.
Yep.
Pew, pew, pew.
Well, I think we found camp for the night. Oh, yeah. Think she'll go? Yeah, she'll go.
You know, looking back on photos and videos of our summer spent up north, I'm realizing that we're doing it. We're out here living a dream that I've had in my head for well over a decade. To be out here in these remote regions of Canada, I'm realizing the aspirations of overland travel I had when I bought my first truck at age 19. And now, after this, we'll be heading all the way south to the very furthest point of South America. Looking back on all that has occurred in my life since those early days, it's mind-boggling to see how things have transpired and resulted in what Meg and I are doing today. Nothing in life is guaranteed. 4 years ago, I had all but given up on this dream.
Well, the weather can't seem to make up its mind as to what it wants to do. That's okay. We're not going to fault it for anything. It's a good thing we got delicious, warm comfort food inside.
It's actually sort of a summery dish.
As far as I'm concerned, it's comfort food. Thank you very much. All right, tell us what we got here.
We've got a romaine and purple cabbage slaw with some rice, sweet and salty tofu, and crispy fried wontons.
In a van, in middle of nowhere, Northwest Territories. I like it.
Yeah, cool. Sorry.
And there are the Northern Lights. Just out early. What the heck? Whoa, they're actually like really, really dancing. Hey? Had to come all the way to Northwest Territories to get them finally.
Overnight, while we slept, snow had fallen on the mountaintops and weather had moved in on our location. What little warmth had been provided by the sun the day previous had been sucked out of the air. Suddenly, our place here in the mountains felt less friendly and welcoming. Albeit, despite the cold, the snow-topped mountains gave some welcome contrast to the visual palette of this part of the Northwest Territories.
had great intentions of staying up here for a full day and hiking up there somewhere. However, it's really cold. It's kind of super cloudy. There's a threat of snow, and we are all dreading the drive back because it took us a whopping 12 hours to get here. So we're gonna turn around and leave the Northwest Territories, head down and find somewhere else to camp, and just over the next 3 days kind of travel slowly back to Ross River, because going fast on this road is not possible. So yeah, just how she goes sometimes. Maybe one day we'll come out here with a lot more fuel, a lot more food, a lot more water, and we'll do a little bit more exploring midsummer. That would be nice.
Little of the plans I just mentioned actually happened. Little did we know, we were starting out on a drive day like we haven't had ever.
Well, at the very least, we are in for a treat. The senses today, the visual sense, because goodness gracious me, that is some beauty right there.
With dense cloud, rain, and cold blanketing the entire drive, we just kept on moving. Each time we approached a possible camp spot, we made the choice to move on.
Ross River, 150 kilometers. Shoot me now.
We've driven probably like 100K in 4 hours and 15 minutes.
Alright babe, give me the stats. How long have we been driving?
7.5 hours.
How far have we gone? 150K?
250 minus 70, 180.
And what is also happening is Kyle and Alana are about to run out of fuel. I've got like a 5-liter jerry can on the back that we'll use to top them up, but it probably won't get them out. So likely tomorrow we're going to have to get to Ross River and then back to them and then back out before the ferry closes for the day. So just adds a little bit of spice to this wonderful adventure recipe.
Yeah, this could have been bad if it wasn't for you guys.
Another thing added to the list of
Alex,
overlanding things.
I know, right? You know what? We had one too, and it's just...
on my phone, and jerry can is one of them. I'm like, we should have one of those.
Yes.
Unpreparedness.
Alex to save the day.
to save the day.
Well, I don't know.
Just adding to my dadisms. Pretty much. I'm a little embarrassed, guys, okay?
Oh, honestly, none of us knew that we could potentially run out of fuel in 500 kilometers.
This is by far the roughest road we've driven in Betty. I think it's just because you can accelerate and then you have to lock up your brakes.
Well, it makes me feel good that you guys think that too.
Well,
That it's just
roughest
that bad.
road?
Well, I mean, like Baja is one thing, but you can keep your momentum. There's not potholes. There's
Telco was
Just like crazy. Telco is 100% worse than
okay.
this.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
Telco is like a trail. This is a
Yeah,
road.
Telco is like a 4x4 situation. This is like anybody can kind of come up here, but the road's shit.
Well, we've decided that we're going to keep on pressing on because although the fuel range that extra 10 liters gave them gets them to like 113K, we just figure if they are going to run out of fuel that it would really be best to be as close to Ross River as possible, because we'll have to go into Ross River and come back, and then we all got to make it across the ferry before the ferry closes at 5 o'clock. And as we know now, we drive really, really slow on these roads because they're so horrible. So yeah, we're just gonna press on another 55K tonight to another gravel pit up ahead.
What a day, team. What a day.
We did it! Yay!
Well, we got 15 kilometers left.
Yeah. I've never driven that long in a day before.
I guess I'll conserve.
That was literally a shift.
Yeah, longer. Just
how
short
many-
of 10 hours.
Just short of 10 hours.
The next morning, Kyle and Alana left before us and luckily, just barely, made it to the gas station to fill up. We followed shortly after and with a big sigh of relief, finally reached the Pelly barge.
And we finally made it. We are finally back at the ferry. Well, folks, I hate to end off a video with such a negative sentiment, but that road sucked. Honestly, like, what was it, like 400 something kilometers, and we just,
Probably 500.
500 kilometers, we blasted through an entire tank and an extra 20 liters of fuel. Our average miles per gallon is maybe like 9 miles per gallon. And the front suspension just feels absolutely destroyed. Our fuel pump sounds like it's sucking up gravel right now. We've got a NOx sensor, check engine light. That was brutal. I would say if you guys plan on doing the Canol Road, give yourself lots of time, bring lots of extra fuel, just do it really, really slow, because yeah, I don't think we're gonna be doing that again.
No, not worth it.
Not worth it?
No, not an enjoyable experience. Maybe an enjoyable like 12 hours all up over the last 5 days.
Lots of good scenery, but yeah. Anyway, we're gonna go fuel up and get our butts out of here and back to some convenience, because I really want a cheeseburger. I don't think I've wanted to be back on pavement more in my entire life. Sweet, sweet, smooth road. This is going to be expensive. Full tank, $2 a liter. It's gonna be about
kilometers?
105.
105. We weren't empty.
We hope you enjoyed our tale of misadventure and growth. This little adventure of ours wasn't by any means dangerous or scary, but it was a challenge and certainly stretched our humanity and relationship. Doing challenging, uncomfortable things is, indeed, something that we do to ourselves, but it is intentional and important for us to continue to grow as travelers, overlanders, and humans. We have a lot of miles ahead of us, and who knows what the road will throw at us.
Goodbye, Ross River.
Thank you to each and every one of you who chooses weekly to join us on our adventures for a sliver of time. We sincerely enjoy and appreciate your kind comments, well wishes, and encouragement. If you're new here, welcome. We hope you choose to stay. And lastly, we hope that our stories inspire you to get outside, challenge yourself, and make long-lasting memories. There is a big, beautiful world out there, and you belong in it. Thank you for being here. Until the next one, keep on roaming. If you'd like to support us by keeping gas in our tank and food in our bellies, you can contribute on Patreon.
Finally. See him there. Hey, buddy.
Oh, he looks like he wants a cuddle.
Oh, yeah, he definitely wants to eat your face.
No.
No, definitely not.